Hi, I'm Trish. Just wanted to give everyone a little bit of an update on what's been happening since I had my Lapband revision surgery a little over 3 weeks ago. I'm healing up pretty well. The scar's looking really nice. I haven't had any infections or anything like that. I don't really have any more post-surgical pain. In that I can get up and down off the couch just fine. I've been going for walks. I can roll around in bed. I can sleep on my tummy, my sides, everything. I don't have any problems with that anymore. But if you haven't seen any of the other videos, I had the revision surgery because in the more than 3 years since I was originally lap banded, I've had a lot of problems with pain down my left side of my tummy. And they did a lot of tests like ultrasound, Xray, CT, gastroscopy, colonoscopy, barium swallow, and then none of that showed up anything. So they decided that my tubing that goes from my port to my Lapband was too long, and that it was rubbing on my diaphragm and causing referred pain, even though the pain was more kind of out to the left of my belly button and migrated over time down to my left hip. So, you know, I said okay, and when I originally spoke to the surgeon who said that they would do a revision surgery, I said, will you also check for hernias and adhesions while you're in there? And he said, yeah, we'll do all that, and we'll just check and make sure that the placement of the band is correct, and maybe tweak that a little bit, and we'll check the port and all that sort of thing. So then when I went into the hospital and spoke to the doctor, like on the day when I had the revision surgery, I said to her, you know, I wanted to confirm that they were going to be checking for all those other things and not just shortening the tubing. Because my thinking behind it is if I went in there and went through this surgery again, and they shortened the tubing and that didn't fix the problem and I still had the pain, then I would have to have another surgery. But she didn't want to play that, so she said, no, we're just going to shorten the tubing, and then, you know, if you're still in pain after that, we'll do another surgery. Oh, okay, well, that must be all good and fine for you, because you're not the one going through the surgeries. So anyway, I had the revision, and, you know, I had, you know, normal post-surgical pain afterwards. I did, however, notice that the post-surgical pain I had was exactly the same as the pain I've had for the last 3+ years since I got banded. It was just, for the first few days, a lot worse. It was just, you know, the same pain but more severe. So anyway, I went about my life and, you know, just sort of waited for the pain to settle down, and it hasn't. I've still got the same pain I had prior to the revision. It's been, well, before, in the 3 years that it took them to actually do the revision surgery, the pain varied. It went anywhere from just sort of like a mild, sort of like, oh, that's a bit uncomfortable, that's a little bit annoying, just sort of like a dull pain, which is what I've got at the moment, to like a really sharp stitch type pain that there's probably been many times that I should have just gone to the hospital, but I haven't, because I live, you know, 2 hours away, or yeah, probably about 2 hours away on public transport from the Alfred, and I don't want to go to my local hospital in case they just, you know, their solution is to just wreck my tubing by trying to take fluid out, or, you know, remove my lap band or whatever. So I never go, and also because the pain, the really intense pain, only ever lasts at the most for a few hours. So, you know, by the time I got up to any hospital's emergency department and then sat around waiting for 4 or 5 hours, the pain would be gone. So it was pointless. Anyway, so the pain continued after the revision surgery, and so I went to see my GP about it, and she thought that I might be constipated, even though, you know, that's always everyone's first answer. Oh, you just need to poo. Maybe you just, you know, maybe you just need to fart. I'm 48 years old. I know what my belly feels like when I need to fart. I know what my belly feels like when I need to poo. and it's not that sort of pain. When you have like gas pain or need to poo pain, you know, like constipated pain, it's like a crampy, rolling kind of pain. It comes in waves, and this pain it's not like that at all. It doesn't come in waves. It's not crampy. It's a real severe stitch type pain in there, and it stays in that one spot. So anyway, I went to see my GP and, you know, told her all the symptoms. You know, like now it seems to be coming on most of the time when I eat, within about half an hour, and it hurts when I walk. If I push on the right spot, the pain goes away. If I lay down, the pain goes away. And then also, you know, like I'm having palpitations when I eat a lot of the time. I'm having palpitations when I lay down. So she wanted to rule out constipation anyway, so she sent me off for an abdominal X-ray. The abdominal X-ray came back fine. I'm not constipated, and I thought, well, I knew that. So anyway, then she sent me for an ultrasound of my abdominal wall to check for hernias, because I was convinced that I had a hernia, but mainly because when I push on that area, the pain goes away. When I lay down, the pain goes away. But I had the ultrasound done, and no hernias. So then the radiographer who did the ultrasound said that I would need to come back for an abdominal CT with contrast. I went and I spoke to my GP about that. She said, no, it's too much radiation, and she wants me to go back and see the surgeon, which is next week. See the surgeon and see what they say. I know what they're going to say. They're just going to say, oh, you know, you just had surgery, it's just post-surgical pain. And that's bullshit, because it's the same pain that I've had all along. Plus, when I had the abdominal X-ray done, I don't know, for anyone out there who has a Lapband, if you've ever had an abdominal X-ray done and you've looked at it, you will know that you can see your Lapband, you can see your port, you can see the tubing between it very, very clearly. And I always like to look at X-rays. Don't always know what I'm looking at, but I like to look at them. So I had a look at this X-ray, and because I'd had an abdominal X-ray done, you know, as part of like trying to find out what caused this pain anyway, like 2 years ago, and I remembered what the tubing looked like on that X-ray, and I remembered what it looked like on a CT as well. And now keep in mind, they did this revision surgery to shorten my tubing. I looked at the X-ray that I had done last week. The tubing's not shorter. If anything, it's longer. It's hanging lower down, like past the top of my hip bone. They have done something to it, I'm pretty sure, because there's like a connector, and it looks like a bigger connector on it now. It looks like they've moved my port, although my GP said, oh no, you know, it might look like they've moved your port, but they probably haven't. To me, it looks like they've moved it, like, you know, the height of one vertebrae, or vertebra. So I don't know what they've done. Even when my GP looked at it and I showed her the old X-ray, where, you know, like the tubing comes out of the port and it goes like this and then up to the band, right? So about here. Now, after they've revised it to make it shorter, it goes all the way down to my hip bone and then up. And my GP looked at it and she's gone, what have they done to you? She was absolutely flabbergasted. She can't believe what's happened. So now, I don't know, at the very least, I guess I've got to have another revision surgery for them to do what they said they were going to do, and then possibly, you know, like that still might not fix the problem. And on top of all that, I've now got reflux. I've been taking Pariet for like, I don't know, a week, maybe a little bit over a week, and I'm really not happy about that, because when I was a really big girl, I took Pariet then for reflux and very bad heartburn. I took it for about 12 years. And then once I got lap-banded and I'd lost some weight, I was able to stop taking the Pariet, and that was one of my really big goals, was to be able to stop taking the Pariet. Now, they've done a revision, and I've got reflux back again. I don't have the heartburn, but I've got the reflux. I've got that, you know, like the sicky burps coming up, and it's just, oh, it's disgusting. And So I've been taking the Pariet for about a week, and that's not doing anything. It hasn't helped at all. And I know, because I took Pariet for so many years, that, you know, you take Pariet 2 or 3 days later, everything's fixed, and it's not the case this time. And also, the other night, and I'm on mushies now, the other night I had like a mushy, like beef and veggie casserole, and it was like really mushed up. The meat just like fell apart because it had been cooked for so long, so it was absolutely mushy. I had that, and then when I have food stuck, it happens within minutes. It's like, it's, for all intents and purposes, instant. The food gets stuck in my band, and I get pain. I get very, very, very bad pain. I've had food stuck a million times. I know what it feels like, and I know that it happens quickly. It's never a delayed thing. Never, ever, ever. So I had my dinner, and then about an hour later, because I always have, you know, like my bottle of diet cordial on hand, because I drink all day. And I just took, you know, like a mouthful of cordial, and it got stuck. It wouldn't go through my band. And I don't think I've ever had, like, fluid get stuck in my band. And so, you know, like three weeks out from surgery, I had to vomit up cordial, which is just ridiculous. And I was vomiting for like probably an hour and a half, like on and off, because, you know, when it's so stuck, you just build up that saliva. And none of my dinner came out, so I know that it wasn't any of the, you know, the veggies or the meat or anything like that that got stuck in my band. It was the cordial. My band jammed shut, and I couldn't even get fluids down. And so, you know, I vomited, and then I was, you know, vomiting up all the slime and everything. And then after, it must have been about 3 hours, I heated up some soy milk. Like I let it rest. I didn't even drink cordial, and I tried a nice hot drink, and it was fine. It was like nothing had even happened, and that was just really weird. But even like it felt like stuck, like something was stuck, but the pain was a little bit different, and I was really, really super gurgly, and I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, so I'm probably just like imagining that something has gone wrong, but to me, something feels really off. Something really feels off. They haven't done what they'd said they were going to do, so I've got to go back and see the surgeon next week, and yeah, my GP seems to think that my body just doesn't like having that foreign object in my body, and it's just the fact that there is tubing and a port and a lap band inside my body that is causing the pain, because my body's like trying to reject it. My body's just trying to say, you can't have this in your body. So my only recourse, I guess, might be to have my lap band taken out, and then I will probably have to fight to get bypassed, I guess, because I won't be able to be sleeved, because a tendency to have reflux puts me out of the running to have a sleeve, because sleeves can make that worse. So I guess my only option would be bypass, which is like such major surgery, but I'll cross that bridge if I need to. But I'm just so worried that I'm going to go, because I'm a public patient as well, so I've just got to suck it up and, you know, take what I'm given. And I'm so worried that I'm going to go into the hospital next week and talk to the surgeon, and they're just going to just fob me off again and want me to go through another 3 years of bullshit tests, only for me to sit there in 3 years' time and for them to say, oh, let's try shortening your tubing. Oh, you're going to put more tubing in there? So anyway, I'm just feeling really shitty about it, and I was hoping that this surgery would get rid of the pain and not make it worse and throw reflux into the mix as well. So that's it for me right now. I'll give you another update after I see the surgeon next week. And just a little side note, I don't know if anyone remembers, or you might not watch my booby videos from my breast reduction. I'm doing an experiment with silicone. I'm only massaging half of my new lap band scar with silicone to see if the silicone actually makes a difference to scar healing. And I've only been doing it for, I think, about a week, only about a week, and I'm already noticing a difference. I'm already noticing a difference, so I'll be very curious to see how things go, you know, like a couple of months down the track when it's a lot more healed, to see if it's healed a lot better than the other side. So anyway, that's all, and I will talk to you again next week.